Here we go. We are absolutely live now. I am absolutely live now. Iman might be showing up, and we're just having a quick chat here before going live. So maybe this will be interactive. Uh, Tons of things. Just gonna kind of unload a whole bunch of stuff. Let me share the screen. I'm gonna share the screen, and we're gonna record this thing. Screen share, and then and I do this thing once a week. And there's a lot of things that happen in between, and just I'll be forgetting where things are sometimes. Ah, okay, here we go. Um, it's gonna annoy me if it keeps popping up like this. I transcription, perfect. Okay, a bunch of things. Firstly, we've realized a good amount of profit just because I had itchy fingers about half hour ago due to this candle right here. Everything looks really constructive here. So maybe this is going to turn out to be a bad take profit, but you can't hate on some pretty nice decent profit here. The reason why this actually might not be a top, there's like so many reasons and I can kind of name them. This is no war in Iran. That's kind of huge. They're drafting a thing up. Um, we're getting pumps across many. What do you call them? Shit coins. Shit coins. And also, if you kind of rewind, and we have all-time high on high, and Z almost kind of Zcash is trying to hit its all-time highs. And we're also, I mean, this is not a good thing, but we're like 4x on ore since the bottom. And that kind of pumped with Zcash as well. They're both probably considered privacy coins now. It wasn't in October, so I don't want to give it credit for that. It could just be a cycle thing. Like it's so oversold that it's coming up. Very uncanny, very coincidental that Zcash and ore is pumping back to back at the same time. However, that did mark a top in crypto. But yeah, everything's just moving pretty independently. But BTC is finding base and ETH too. So things are looking pretty constructive here. And what's important is many coins are healthy, healthily above their bottoms from 4 6 weeks ago. Yeah, we'll consider it 6 weeks ago, which is a lot. The longer the time frame, the better it is. And if you look at Zcash, where it's super good, right? That liquidity should go rotate somewhere else. Um, Bitcoin went from 70,000 up to 82, and now it's at 77 again after touching 74 briefly. So yeah, everything's basically higher. Ethereum's a piece of crap still. Solana's very terrible. However, there's a lot of constructive things that are happening that makes me believe that we actually might have definitely bottomed, and B have like an alt run that we've been um, so patiently been waiting for at this point year and a half. It's been a long time. Um, but yeah, so many things. That was just that. Real things that have happened since I was on vacation. I was able to not really look at charts too much, but crypto, Bitcoin specifically, was really heading in the wrong direction. I have all of these tools that I just barely look at, which is What a shame that is. Um, that will change when I start to stream during daytime hours. Um, Look at this, hit the 200 moving average, bouncing off of that on Monad. That's really nice. Yeah, there was like I think this was Thursday. Oh, it was Saturday, huh? Saturday was yesterday, 2 days ago. Let's go back here. Thursday, Saturday. Okay. Well, anyways, Monad seems to have bottomed since Saturday. This could just be like a dead cat bounce type of situation since we're looking at this 200 EMA be hit here. Sucks for Monad. Um, I'm gonna sync these up again just because there. Now it's all synced. We have all different types of charts on either side. This one is the cleanest one with 200 EMA and the divergence. We have here the what do you call that? Reversion bands, which we love to use. We tapped it once down here, I guess on Saturday, and we bounced. Last time this happened, we went yin yang trade. It touched it just briefly, then it went up to this green reversion band. Heavy move, so good. Um, and we just touched it here one time again 2 days prior. Things are shaping up to be looking okay. So, are we going to repeat something like this? Mind you, this was a white candle versus a yellow candle up there, but let's see how constructive this can be if we're trying to tap on this green reversion band side, which we would have wanted a better push up, right? Get over this resistance area, find support and push, but it's kind of lagging a little bit here. I'm not fully bullish, but I like that, we're making money during a down market. Um, um, yeah, so the reason that I was hoodwinked last October was because Zcash, which I had a really huge position on, and Or, which I infamously fumbled but had an extremely large position on. They were doing so well, and then I was watching that while the market itself just was terrible. So could it be a similar situation where that's happening? I'm not sure. So I'm cautiously bullish, cautiously, because these pumps here. This could be just a bounce on overall downtrend, right? Down, right? This could be a downtrend. So, all that being said, I was able to hold through those positions and not get shaken out because I didn't even look at my phone during these times. So that's freaking awesome. Sometimes you get out of your own way that way. So Wednesday, May 13th was it 13th? No. Wednesday, May 20th, I set upon my short vacation. We had a pump and then huge dump, right? And for Monad, it started on Thursday. I think it was like many of like Bitcoin that happened to as well. It would have been Friday, actually. Okay. So yeah, all of these there's like the coins are just moving however they want to at this point. So we need to be nimble. Maybe be able to capture good high alpha, um, 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 high risk reward trades. And so during this dump, I was able to still kind of remain cool and calm because, well, if I had sold the hype here, right, it would have been very reasonable to sell on the 21st. Actually, the 22nd, right? So Friday, May 22nd. Like, thankfully, we didn't because right here, it would have erased all of our gains. But yeah, we pushed into all-time highs for hype. That's great. Very happy to see that. We were able to also kind of. I'm on and off Twitter, so I saw near and I put a couple grand in there. not nearly as much as it was like $1,000 to capture this value or 25%. So that's not bad. Um, Passively trading and making money during the situation right here. Um, that's kind of like the definition of vibe trading. And how do you replicate that? How do you systemize a vibe trade, right? Well, I think it's not caring too much what's happening in the broad market and sitting on your winners, having conviction in your plays, and then being able to cut when necessary. So at this point, the reason why I took some profits. Like basically, the positions that are open are so tiny that they can't even affect me if it goes all the way down to zero. And so that means there's like barely any upside. The reason why I'm cutting it here is because I want to see what the market is going to do for Tuesday, like the market open, and if we're going to continue this trend. And if so, I can buy back. It's more of a protective measure. Um, um, there's only so long that you can sustain this trend before it does have to inevitably revert. Um, and I mean, it was a solid win. We basically we had an average price of here, and we made a lot of money. Really, we should have had an average price of here, right? Because we've had that whole thing mapped out. So, boohoo, woe is me. However, we're looking at Or and oh, you know what? I haven't sold any, and I was planning on earlier, so I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. We hit my alert. I don't know why the alert did not come through. That's exactly where I should be selling, and Or has just been incredible for us. Yeah, and this is also another reason why I started selling and closing positions too. Is like, man, these you gotta have to see the signs. um, I know that there's only like 5 people in the world looking at ore, but it's like there's got to be some sort of reason why the liquidity is moving this way. I was able to capture, man, how much ore should we sell? We have over 500. So like I was able to get some more. I bought back in at the $90 range before it popped up to 145. But man, yeah, I think maybe if we push here, it might not be wrong to buy Solana. Um, because Solana looks like freaking AIDS. Just absolutely um ping-ponging between this small range on a downtrend for the next waiting for the next leg down. That's kind of what it looks like it's trying to do, that what it's doing. So however, I don't mind buying a Solana just in case Solana goes up because the thing that's on the iPad shows that we're hitting a very key area. Like I wish that alert came in. Anyways, um, we're hitting a key area, and there are alerts. So there was an alert. Oh, there wasn't an alert here, but this kind of played out very nicely. These drawings, I am 90% sure that these were placed before any of this happened. So like especially this vertical line, I kind of just had marked this for some other reason. It was like a full moon thing. I'm 100% sure that I drew this arrow back in this area. Oh, you can't do that. So it was like this. I kind of draw. I had this line marked up here, popped up into it, and then rolled this whole thing all the way down. And then from here, I didn't capitulate anything, but I also didn't accumulate much at all. I didn't accumulate any. Sold some into this. I was like, I'm gonna learn my lesson from here and I will sell here because it's weakness. It came all the way down. And then very quickly, because this is a 4 hour thing, it was like after about a week, it came back up into this area. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to buy. So I sold 30% here. Then I bought back like 10%, if not less, of that, of what I sold. And then boom, we're here. We're at like fairy tale levels, things that we would not have imagined. I was always imagining this. Honestly, I knew this was gonna happen. And it's weird how just the charts play out, and it takes time. Anyways, what I was saying was this is the or over Solana chart. This is the yeah, that's the age chart. This is the or strictly or USD chart, right? Also on the 4 hour. And yeah, we had a whole bunch of drawings here, went extensively on why this area kind of scared me a little bit. Once we reclaimed, I was very confident that we are going to go up. I didn't know we are going to do it like this, but 3x off of this launchpad area was all by design. This was all by design, right? But it's crazy how like let me put this back here. Um, the scariest parts were you're supposed to buy. Like I remember we had a live stream going on during this time, and I was like, I'm not gonna sell, but I also don't want to buy. Is this over for or? No, the answer is that it is not over for. We actually ended up going 4x from here. Um, but yeah, is it currently now probably over for or? Yeah, it's possible. Like, look how many times it does this, where it's got that double strike and then down, right? Double strike down. This maintained the trend, which is nice. I'm gonna look towards Zcash for this. If Zcash continues to go up, I'll be bullish on or. They both basically topped out within 72 hours of each other. So yeah, that being said, the reason why I think this might be a top for or not necessarily on the USD front, but maybe the or Solana. So if I rotate into Solana, at least if it's the top for everything, Solana won't go down as fast as or. I hope it probably won't. But if they're both going up, at least there's some upside on Solana. I'm not just like sitting on my hands in cash. But that all being said, I have a good amount of Solana already. So I will just USDT this. Maybe I should do USDC and then so I can support Circle. All right. 30,000. I'm about to nuke this chart by 3%, which is $1,000. I gotta trade $1,000. Man, what if it just keeps going up? I don't know. I mean, I calculated we have $67,000 worth here. I'm gonna swap half currently, and we're gonna watch that happen in real time on the chart. Ah, the liquidity is so low here that if anyone sells like a couple $1,000, it's gonna move. There's only like 3 people watching this in the world. There's probably like nobody but bots watching this currently. Like this moment, and myself, obviously. Look, bong, that's us. We did it. We did it. We made our mark on the chart. Now, if I do it again, it's gonna nuke again. I mean, it makes sense that no one's even buying currently, so I might as well take the slippage now. um, before I have to sell it lower and then still get slippage. This is a 1 minute chart. This is the 1 minute chart. So it comes up. This is a lower high. Not looking good, bro. Right? Something like that. So under 100 as a launch pad. Actually. Yeah, this is just not looking nice. It's not constructive, but it's a it's a low liquidity coin. Like this here was pretty obvious, right? And I had this yellow. I don't know when this yellow thing was here, but this is here is pretty obvious. This wicked tap, another wick, and then expansion. That is nice. We like that. Whoops. We do like that. Do we have anything that can develop here on that? Maybe at the 115. We're riding the 200 EMA here, which is nice. We're still above it. We reacted positively on that. Is there a 200 EMA on the 1 hour? Yes, there is. Look at how beautifully we reacted over here. Um, this is by all means still considered bullish in my mind. We just need to take some profits here because if it comes down back down to the EMA again, that's another 17% on our 70,000 ish dollars. I wasn't able to capitalize it on here, but we're already down 11, and that, yeah, yeah. So let's, I guess, see if we can grab some in the low 100s. I don't mind that. As long as we get back in here, as long as we stay in the game, then I think that's what matters. Because I am actually not happy with how many we have compared to how many we did have in October. So we're gonna accumulate for sure. As long as we can accumulate and get more ore over time, just wait it out and see when we're gonna hit $1,000. Probably by the end of the year. So this is the game. The game is to keep swapping back and forth until we get a bunch of ore. Good. Now I sacrificed roughly $700 to transfer this, so this is my position now. I will not go back in until it gets to my target, and that's patient. Anyway, so this is great. Ore ended up working out for us quite nicely over this period as well, which was from Wednesday all the way up 100%, even like 67% here. So that's fantastic for our portfolio. What else? What else is happening here? This is good, like brain dump that I'm having because these days I'm not so frequently active. Like I'm doing other stuff. So um I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but definitely the next day. Uh, I have some errands to run. Scheduling is important. Scheduling is important. All right, cool. So that's kind of where we are now. Oh, let's if we're gonna delete this one. The 145 hit. Damn it. That was at 21 o'clock. Man, it started at 4 a.m. Wait, from 4 a.m. to 21 o'clock? No, 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 no. It was at 4 a.m. today. Today? Today. By the time I woke up, I mean, I guess I sold well. I could have sold up here. I saw this. Yeah, I totally did. Didn't sell it. So it's good that we got a good price. We got a good sale price. We were priced efficiently there. It's crazy how I mean I had this alert set for God knows how long. I don't even know when I put it. Oh wait, it did tell me. Damn, I deleted it. I run the stream back. But long time ago. And and it hit it on the head, and now it's like boom, huge sell off. So very happy about that. Very happy. I was going to change the name. Second tap on poor highs. This would be considered poor highs, uh, depending on the date. Poor highs as of 5/25/26. If we hit this within the next week, you should probably go in all in all. You should probably go all in on ore. Should. We're getting a lot of alerts. This is nice. Hype was hitting its all-time high, so we're gonna see this. I actually have a lot of stop loss. I mean, short alert that was hit. That's scary. So let's say it hits it here, and we're confident that it's going to go down, right? Like an idiota. Let's see how it goes. I don't know if we actually win here, but this was placed many, many weeks ago as well. So on the first tap of it, let's say we get it on the retap here, 5%, we're fucked. Boom, done. Well, stopped out, gone. We're gonna want a 2-to-1 on this. So didn't get that. Stopped out, came back down. Oh, you bought it again, stopped out. Very interesting that we're sitting above this area now. Well, this is an alert here for a reason, right? And that means there's it's probably because all-time high. It's above the all-time high. I'm going to sell the stocks that I have too, just so I could capture some profit because it went and then, but now we hit all-time highs. So hopefully it stays kind of around these levels until the market opens tomorrow, so I can get out of those stock positions to in silico technologies, hyperliquid technologies. But yeah, I want to mark this area here. This is going to be important for the now and for the ever, I believe. This is a forever line now. Make it super thick if it's possible. Thick it up. Bold that beer. No. I'm just going to call this a forever line. Okay, so then we're going to see this as an SR, like a support resistance flip here. What I imagine may happen is that. And what I was saying earlier is like, yeah, we got stopped out not once, but twice and 3 times on a potential short here. But since this pivot existed where I put the alert, this is going to be a forever line, and this might actually mark a local top here. As well, we're kind of seeing this parabolic shape come up. How sustainable is it? I'm not sure. We're definitely gonna get a bounce off of it at in the 1 hour. This feels a little more realistic. This is very flat. It was actually accumulating for a long time. But yeah, we might have to come back down to earth in order to enjoy the fruits of the next leg up. So probably not looking short here. Oh, another thing is I've been watching some. I googled flood thinking USD, and a couple of his old podcasts from live streams from 2020 where he was talking about certain things he was working on and just kind of like seeing where these I mean, we're talking about generations here at this point. 3 cycles in, you're a grandpa. 2 cycles in, you should have made it. 1 cycle in, you should understand, and then first cycle, you're gonna blow your account up. So like in 2020, that was after his first cycle, so he was 1 cycle in. And he did still just sound like a 24-year-old kid that, tried to be, what do you call that? He tried to, you can see the different shades of the adolescence, like, and then where he's trying to go. And he's trying to, not unlike myself, try to eloquently put out and almost try to kind of convince a little bit, even though that's not his intention, right? It seems approval seeking. Um, and then you versus the last couple of years where he's probably, I mean, I think he's nine figures in at this point, and still continuing to build. So whatever is happening with him, that progression is very much uh, at first it's startup energy, like beginning startup energy, and then like 6 years ago, and then now you just kind of see full seasoned, um, um, what do you call that? Executive energy. It's cool. It's cool. So, anyways, hype. What his biggest position? A lot of people's giant positions. Maybe I'll unwind down here, take a break, and then continue its next. Like, look what happened. That's crazy. We only made a couple $1,000, which sucks. But here we go. Yeah, this basically played out to a T, and I'm done. I'm done here. As well, we had what's his face? Mind Trader. He said book all profits, book 100% profits, and then that's it. So this forever line is also linking with this forever line. So forever, we have a double line here. And I'm loving what I'm seeing on this perfectly drawn out fractal. This fractal came from BNB, which they are actually chasing, which is actually mind blowing to me because I think they're about 8x away. Let me see. They're about 8x market cap of is what we're using. Oh, I've been looking through a bunch of bookmarks, 400 bookmarks. I've only gotten through like 80 of them, but there's little gems in here, and I'll be adding them to here as we go along. These are the tools that I find useful. Reject all. We're going to hype. Man, this used to be so fun to do back in like XRP days. Where's the next one? BNB. This is the one we're looking for. 6x. So we have a minimum of 6x for hype because we're chasing BNB, and it's looking like it's following it exactly. This is the beginning of BNB in the first year. And yeah, it did crazy numbers. It's up like 2000% or whatever. It's 2018. We might want to update this fractal here because like it basically did exactly right? Like how discuss from top to bottom, exactly from bottom to top, exactly. It is insane. Like this is another one of those things where you're happy that it turned out the way that you wanted to, but you're not happy that it you didn't make life changing, like you're not retired yet from it, right? But yeah, I did this on stream, so you would be able to see exactly when I put the fractal in here, and I think it was like ah, it must have been. I mean, it had to have been after February. So maybe like here I started it. Maybe here. Yeah, it could have been February 9th. So yeah, I mean 61%. That's unless you got like $2 million to play with, you're not gonna retire off it. But yeah, look at that. Freaking awesome. That makes me want to go to BNB and check it out real quick. Look at what it's done. It's basically this area. So this is what hype can do. So from where hype is, yeah, it went up another 37x. This, it went up, came down, popped up again, down to the all-time high, came all the way back down. I remember this. Oh my gosh. I was like trying to short this. No, was it here? Yeah, it was. No, it was this one when it went up to 600. It went up to, yeah, this is fucking insane. But I don't think it's going to take nearly as long because we're talking about institutional adoption here and real money, real liquidity, not just fake numbers and manipulation and everything. There's going to be that, but you know uh real BlackRock money coming into this. Hype USD. This is the one. Oh, this is another chart. Ding ding ding. Look at that. Ding ding ding. Wow. This I believe I drew in last week. But the ding 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 is in Sizane. Look at that Sizane. Blizzane. Damn, this is aim. See what we got. Look at how beautifully this kind of mirrors it. This is on a weekly basis. We're currently at the point where, yeah, it started here, came down. I don't know how I got it so perfect the other time, but this here is quite nice. Let's see. So this kind of matches. We're gonna need to extend this. Yeah, this looks like what that is. We're gonna need to find the next one to this. BNB USD. On the weekly, yeah, we got to get to. It's probably gonna do one of these things. Fucking insane. All right, so we were at roughly. I pulled up to this area, so let's go ahead and start down here at the bottom and get to maybe not that insane, not that insane pump. Okay. Hype USD on the daily. And pop. What the? Why does it? What? Why did it do that? I think it's because it needs to be on the same time frame. There you go. I think there you go. I mean, I don't know why I look all crazy, but maybe we can get it to match. Maybe we can get it to match. Hyper liquid. All right. Well, yeah, because it's trying to do it to scale. Hey, I think this is up here because I did some sort of Fibonacci extension. But it is easy. It's gonna happen. It's coming up. It's coming up. Maybe not next week, but we're talking from here. Maybe we come back down to here. Oh, a little fakey fake out, and then boom, and then crazy expansion. Yeah, I could totally see that by the end of the year. I would love to get this down at 53. Give me that. Put $2 trillion on there. Yeah, let's try to see because this actually does coincide with the bottom of that. We just need to scale it up. Scale it up. Okay. That there. Is that? I mean, I don't actually exactly know. Maybe it's that. It's definitely not this. That's stupid. Here. Fine. Let's just kind of roll with this sort of thing here. It's still Binance. It's still on the weekly. We're pulling it, and here, yeah, I could kind of see this. So let's say this is what we're looking at, right? We see a high, it comes down, and then stabilizes here to pop up again, and then it's going to exceed it and go straight into the atmosphere. Let's pretend that this is what's going to happen, right? So that is what's going to happen. we're looking at this area to be our support, and we'll be lucky if we can get into the 40s as well. That's what we want. We want this one. This is third level buying generational. I mean, like I truly believe that. So we'll do that, and then we'll start buying here. Buy some hype. It's good for your health. Yummy. And everything else, I mean, once we break out to here, it's like buy the breakout, son. Yeah, I like it. Cool. So yeah, last time in the last episode, we are kind of licking our wounds off of selling this as a loss. Um, or a break. Yeah, it was kind of a loss, I guess. And then to miss out on the 3x in the period of 6 weeks. How stupid. That's crazy. It's 3x. The 25 turns into 75 here. But it's all good. We let RVI do its own thing. What we want to see here is what we want to see here? Hyperliquid. Oh yeah, the hyperliquid. I've been shouting at the rooftops about Purr to everybody who would listen to me, and I bought a whole bunch too. Just about the same amount that I bought in RVI. I'm hoping that this is kind of hitting all-time highs and finding support. I'm hoping that it does this huge, crazy move so I can take some profit. Man, this looks amazing though. I don't even. Is this even worth trying to trade? Maybe just invest. It's worth $1.2 billion at this point, but Hyperliquid, like this company, is going to be the future of all these financial instruments. So, I mean, I have calls. Maybe I'll hold the call, but the calls are short dated. I'll probably just sell the calls and hold the shares. Because tomorrow it opens, it's gonna break 9, right? Up 70% on the shares. Should be doing very well in the calls. Yeah, I mean, full belief. I'd rather buy Hyperliquid than Coinbase. Honestly, that's my truth. That's how I feel. Um, but yeah, so let's say we. Oh, and there's another one which is even crazier. It's like a leveraged one. I put some capital into. I think it's like hip, hip, hip. This one, Hyperion. They're basically Cipher, but for hype. Why not? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the hell out of that. Uh, the revenue there wasn't too they weren't doing too hot here, and since hype the coin was doing well, it popped. I mean, I like that it's finding a base here just for the next pop. Yeah, for sure. I don't mind this. I may have put a little bit too much. No, I don't have a lot in there. I just bought calls maybe, but I have a lot in this. I have a lot in this, and Zcash is trying to go for highs, so I would be surprised if it's not up tomorrow. Look at this crap. Oh my gosh. This could be a double top though. Let's be concerned about this if that happens. Right. Um, I mean, this looks fantastic, so I can't really. It's like a beautiful chart, but we've now smashed both targets here, so therefore, it's looking like, and it found support. Yeah. Hey, whatever. We're gonna trade what the market gives us, right? And long term wise, yeah, Zcash is probably going to need to reprice. It's been repriced. It's repricing. Yeah. How does this look? How does this look? I mean, probably not this part of it, but something like that, maybe. That maybe. This might be in order. Ding ding ding. This is healthy. I don't know, it's random art, but Zcash repricing. Zcash repricing. Oh, yes, Zcash repricing. Let's see what's going on with Zeke. So Zcash versus XMR, which is the next closest, and he's actually not that bad, not doing that bad. Here, swap that over. Oh, what I'd like to see is the top 10 coins. So the top 10th coin is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's see what happens if trying to displace Tron. 3x. 3x. Anybody? And if all of crypto is doing well, then we're looking at like, because we want Zcash up to 5,000, right? That's what we want. But yeah, cool. How about ore? Look at, does even ore is so niche that it doesn't even show up. Oh, there it is, the first one. 600x. I like that. That's what I want. I want 190x. That's what I want. Or at 23K is kind of crazy though. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, I think Zcash repricing makes sense. Even if we're for or like where what happens if we now we just quit talking crazy. Now we're just talking insane numbers. I don't think that happens. Um yeah, okay. So let's kind of look at this vlog where oh it's not too many alerts. It was a lot of repeats. So we can run through this log, then the next game is on. So no rush. I know that we're gonna take this win anyways. No big deal. It'll be fun to watch. I think Cleveland might have their well, their backs against the wall, so they might have their time today. Take a game before we go back to MSG and destroy them. Damn, what they render. Um, this is the alert. No, it perfectly stopped at where the alert is. The first time it touched this was it was today, just a couple hours back. I like it. I like that we have these alerts. So now what? What do we do here? The alert was given to us 6 weeks ago, right? April 11th. Okay, right there. Okay, so it was back here. We've breaking out for this target. Definitely love that this is higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I was just watching the Trader Main in 2020, who he must have like 100 mil also under his belt. He's a fantastic trader. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's skilled. He's disciplined. So like this looks like that, right? Let's see. We wrote. We have a couple of these. We got a couple of these in here. TA gems. This is what Bitcoin looked like back in 2020. There's some pivot levels here. We come down to where this resistance turned into support, and we're off. So, does this resemble that? That's the question. That's what we're trying to find out here today. Um, like obviously there was more action here. This is on the 1 day. They're both on 1 day. Um, Look at this push. Push support back down here. So you can assume that it's similar to this actually. And then now we're pushing higher. So boom, boom, and then pushing higher each time. Yeah, render looking amazing. And I like that on April 11th we were alerted because that's what you want to see. Like even this pullback here after April 11th, it's a higher lows. So we're going to go for fireworks. We're going to be maximum bullish on render. It's down. I got to be max bullish. Sometimes you just got to remind yourself the obvious stuff. It's like bullish. And we're going to see a lot of these charts. We're gonna see a lot of these charts. And this here at 13,700 Bitcoin in November, right before the election, we Dogecoin was about to go 1,000x. This is what was happening. Bitcoin ended up going $69,000 from here. So this could be a bottom, literally. So we're going to mark this because we got a target there. Uncanny. This is like uncanny. Let's put it somewhere else. Put it on the stream notes. Look out for crypto season. Think about options on high beta stock market. Best macro. E max bullish. Bang! All right, that's my note for today. A nice little reminder. And like Dr. Profit is max bearish, which is which is conflicting. You gotta read his stuff too. It's like this is starting to pile up. It's almost like your closet when you don't fold cold clothes after you wash them, and then it keeps piling up, and you just don't want to fold any of your clothes anymore. That's kind of what it feels like. Um, when I have to go into Discord and then go into Telegram, and because I'm not putting the daily effort into it. And it's like maybe if I do put the time, let's say I'm putting like hours, 3 hours a day into this. Do I need to? Like that's the main question is if I do, it's almost like when you practice a sport and you're not getting any better, then that's almost a waste of time. With sports, it's a little better because you're exercising. When you're sitting in front of a desk and you're not achieving your goal, which is like getting the good experience, getting the profit and not losing money. But like maybe the opposite is happening. It's almost like, maybe you should have even done it, you know. But anyways, I do want to do it. Let's see how I feel after I do it versus like speculating whether or not I should do it. Yeah. How about that? Okay. So we have Bitcoin here. This is a different stream from somebody else. And he's kind of saying the same thing, right? Like I I'd like to point to maybe even let's point the hype on this one. Like you got this wick. This is in daily. Yeah, you got this kind of wick area here, and then it's hitting these highs. Let's go and it's hitting these highs. So it's like this area here. It would be this, comes down, and then it pops up. What do you expect it to happen? Kind of come down to pop up again. It does come down, and then it does pop up again. And then it just doesn't stop. Like amazing. Textbooky, right? That's very textbooky. So this is all just to kind of reinforce the fact that a bullish chart needs to be treated bullish, right? This is a thing in Bitcoin. I want to see. I wanted to fact check what happened here to see if he was correct back in 2021. There's a way for you to look at a certain time. Is it this? Oh, beautiful. You don't have to like scroll. We got 2021 February 8th. Go. All right. That's so cool. And then what? And then what we're looking for here is November, I guess, because he's on the weekly. He's on a weekly. So weekly 2021. There, check it. Check this out really fastly, right? And we know there was an insane bull run the next 2 months from now, but this guy didn't know. He was in November. It was the first week of November 2020. He's looking for a pullback, which I know happened on like across the board, but I don't know if it happened with Ethereum, right? So we got right here, it came down for that one piece, and then all the way into December, we did get this pullback, which is insane. That's literally what happened here. Like, look at it. Look at this. This area is this right here, right? It pops. It actually does go up into this area, which he drew out, right? Like right underneath. And then it comes down. Exactly how it goes. Found support at this area where, for whatever the fuck reason, I have an alert already. So there's a very key level that it tapped. And then why do I have an alert here too? I don't get it. I don't know. This is very telling. I'm gonna have to space this out in a sec. But then what happens? It comes up. Boom. Comes up pretty high actually. Like this, he imagined it to be under, but it just like exploded. That should be a key sign now. The fact that it's above here, that should be a key sign that we are bullish. It's going in January. This is when Dogecoin is going crazy. And then like into April is where like Ethereum went and hit 4,800. Yeah, that's that like March all the way into April, like the end of April. My gosh, what a crazy run that was. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. It comes up. It does do a little pullback, a huge kind of pullback, but you got to be extremely bullish at this point. Like at this point where I was like such a novice trader, I didn't understand this. I just kept getting whipsawed. Sure, I'm making money, but I'm losing a whole lot of money too, just getting liquidated overnight. But if you understand this principle here, you're buying these lows. You're bullish. Everything is bullish. This is bullish. This is going exceeding. Like these are very important concepts. And he did this without knowing. I mean, without knowing the future. So huge. This is fantastic notes to be taking. Right. So like the rest is history. Like it does break out above it, and as soon as it does that, boom, we're off to the races. Like this area right here. Crazy mode. Just crazy mode. This is Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So it appreciated against Bitcoin 161%. Then you switch it back to Bitcoin, and now you're rich. You're rich. You're super rich, dude. Oh, anyways, so yeah, that's that. Let's kind of pick this up. We're gonna look at. I want to get the dates in there as well, and then what I'd like to do is draw out. So February 2021 is where he kind of had it topping, right? Well, my friend, he did that. I mean, that happened. It was just even it's just, February 2021. It comes down and it does the whole thing. Insane, 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 sane, not sane. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in reply to this one because wow, fortune telling, fortune telling. Odds. When bullish, be bullish. Duh. Yeah, this is gonna be easy. This trading thing is insanely easy. Come on, if we're in a bullish trend, which we currently are, we be bullish. In a bearish trend, be bearish, which was like January into March, late January into mid March, somewhat, because it was still pretty bullish in the stock market. But anyways, I think we're max bullish here in crypto. This is insane. I love seeing this. So look at this. Just tapping on the 200 like that. And the 200 just started here. It's a baby coin. All right. What I'd like to do is highlight this area for some reason because I have two alerts set up here. And let's see what it's set up for. Because oh, we're in here. We're inside this area now. No wonder. Welp. Welp. It likes to do the slope thing and break out. So if it's going to do a slope thing, is it going to break out? That's the question. Really? That's the question. Tapped up on the 200 and exploded. We're currently sitting heavily down into the 200. So touching the 200 might be quite nice. Once per bar, open-ended. BTC 200 EMA SR flip. Every week, this is going to be a weekly thing. This is a weekly indicator. The 2-day seems to be a little bit better, as if the more times we touch it, it's going to break. It's probably going to look terrible. Yeah, still firmly in a downtrend. But I don't mind seeing it try to come up here. Because when we finally break out of it, it's going to be fun. It would be fun. All right. This is one day, 200 EMA, touch. It'll be nice when this actually hits. All right. Great. So we had this here. I'm gonna loop. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and install an alert here in case we do go up higher. BTCD. For whatever reason, is hitting this again. I don't think the alert is functioning well, just because it's a percentage-based chart. I don't know. But it's doing 60.2% level, whereas we haven't even hit that yet. So clean breakout above. Oh, okay. So 22 is here. It's saying like basically watch out because we've done it. That's fine. I like that. So we're holding above this area, which is nice. Okay, I get that. I could play with that. Well, we don't want BTC dominance to go up. That's bad for alts. But we are seeing an uptrend. We're seeing this. There was a staircase up, then it came down, which is a good clue to potentially this being a trend, a downtrend, right? That's what we would like. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Mhm. All season, baby. Yeah. If we're gonna flip this, let's see what happens. This looks bullish. Yeah, it does, honestly. Sell off, sell off, sell off. Some buys getting bought up into here and finding some potential support. This kind of look. This is just a full downtrend though, so it could just do that as well. Probably not though. This has been since wow, since December 2022, huh? The bottom when we found the bottom of crypto. Let's get rid of this. Okay, yeah. Well, since then there wasn't too many alerts here, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine for me here. It is. This is Chili's. Chili's. Bye bye, Chili's. No need. No caring. Space actually hit this alert, which is an upside target. I was aware of this already for some reason. But golly, I sold all of mine like the day before and it went and popped. But this is only a couple $100. I wasn't super invested. It kind of makes sense though. Like, why would it go to zero? It won't. It's probably not one of those things that's gonna go to zero. But is it gonna go to the moon? No pun intended. I think maybe, yeah, maybe it will go into the moon. Like frick. It went up 30 frickin' percent there. Mm, no, no, we'll see it. We'll see what happens next. It tapped it and then came down a little bit. DRV. I guess this is a new one. This is a new coin. See when it opened up. When did it open for business? Oh, a while now. But this is an uptrend chart. What the heck is this? And I have an alert on this. I remember putting it on here, but for what reason? Oh, interesting. All-time highs. DRV. What am I supposed to do with this? It looks really nice. It looks considerate. Hmm. Considerante. This kind of reminds me of white whale, which I'll just add another right here. Let's take a look at white whale. I'm starting to get hungry. Finding base somewhere. Dude's tweeting. The dude is tweeting. It might just it might have a pump, but devs are trying to get out of it at this point. I don't. You might want to play for the pump, but that's like if you're actively trading, get yourself like a nice 50% or something. Whatever, white whale. Whatever. Remember seeing this? Bounced off of that bottom. Ooh, to the T. Came up 2%. That's a lot for gold. Interesting. Yeah. I might just kind of put one in this box here. 4,500. Not melting my gold chains yet. XLP. It hit the first target. Is this a 5% move? I don't care about this. Zeke. What up, Zeke? Coming down? That's a good take profit, I gotta say. Am I gonna short it? I have no idea. I should. Probably should, but I'm not. Man, there were opportunities though. Like from here to here, it's 20% short. Here to here. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, whatever. We did make money on the upside, which is important. Ooh, it's a good take profit. I mean, it makes sense. Like it sucks that when the market opens, it's not going to be at all-time highs. But do we short to hedge? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna add a alert here. Zeke too. Zeke. Yeah, I mean it's good. I think it's good to take profit on Aura as well that we did. They're all going to be moving together. So yeah, there's like reasons to be max bullish, and then you have these other reasons that are like extremely bearish that we've seen 7 months ago. So a little bit tentative here, but we have a lot invested in the market already. So we want to let things play through, and then earnings report is over. I have a lot of reasons why I should have topped. But we'll let price action dictate what we truly believe, and I'll kind of see what DP's up to, and then get a whole bunch of information from the internet, port it into this, and then my brain, and take some action. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. This week is going to be the first week of streaming during daytime hours. On May 18th. Okay. Okay. After the GameStop. Garbage. Garbage. Shut up, GameStop. Actually, it's hitting the same exact area now. We might be able to buy this. But they were trying to buy eBay. eBay said no. You don't have the money for it. Solith. Yeah, Solith doing the thing. It kind of did come back up a little bit, but yeah. Overall, looks like it might be building a base from down here. Honestly, Sol F. Gotta have to see. Yeah, if the market is going up, we gotta be able to identify what it is that we're gonna go for, if and be prepared. So if market bullish, render, Sol, or monad. If market bearish, what's gonna like deflate the fastest, right? That's the question. What have we seen? What have we seen? What have we seen? Look at Raspberry Pi doing this thing. All right. Okay, buddy. It's not bad. Look at this mother got this. 14x. 14x is insane over like 5 months. This is micro bull. Yeah, we got these on the micro bull. I like RKT as well. Yep, I like that. That is cool. But let's look at the crypto. What we got here? Obviously, the day just started, so we have some movements. Actually, some pretty big movements. XPL. I mean, Is there alpha in shorting shit coins? I'm not entirely sure, but like, look at it's just like the scams have already scammed, so therefore, is there enough to go around anymore? You know, not enough to go around anymore. Yeah, if bearish, short anything you want. Short anything you want. Hee hee. All right, cool. I think that concludes it for today. Gonna watch the game, and you have a good weekend. Have a good week, and I'll be on in 2 days. Flat, stat, trap.